the last two road trips to Marquette haven't gone, I'm sure, the way that you would like them to go. What's the message to your team to try to get them ready and prepared to play 40 minutes on Saturday night?
Yeah, it's just all about our standard. And the standard is the standard. In order to give ourselves a chance to win, obviously, we got to put together 40 minutes. You can't play 20 minutes of the game and expect to win any Big East games. It's less about our opponent and more about us. And that's why I keep on telling our guys, man, it's enjoy the moment, play as hard as you humanly possibly can, and good things will happen.
Andy?
Travis, the last few couple road games, you've been down, I think, double digits at the half. Is there anything you can do to what are you doing to counteract the relatively slow start and the difficulty in climbing the mountain after that?
Yeah, Andy, I think, we're still trying to figure out, the Nate Johnson piece. To be honest with you, we got to get off to a better start offensively. You lose Nate. We lost him a couple hours leading up to that game against, I think it was at Providence, and we knew he was going to be out, a few hours right before the game started. It's an adjustment. We still got to figure out our team a little bit, and I think we're starting to figure it out a little bit there in that second half against Georgetown about what can help us offensively, right? And we went to a completely different offense than we had been running, to be honest. Again, because we needed more space on the floor, different lineups, stuff that we haven't really done all year, but we got to do it on the fly. And I thought our guys did a good job in the second half against Georgetown, but we got to get off to a better start, like you said, Andy. I mean, you got to put together 40 minutes. I thought Georgetown crushed us on the glass, obviously, in that first half. In the first half, we got them in the second half on the glass, but our offense was abysmal to start the game against Georgetown. So we had a few good looks. We got to finish those, but we need more space on the floor.
Adam?
You mentioned that second half against Georgetown, and I thought two of the guys who really stood out for you were Kiki and CJ. And we didn't get the chance to ask you about them after the game, but what did you see from them in that game, and what was the conversation with them like after that game, kind of dissecting what they did?
I think CJ has really responded well. I've really challenged him on the defensive end, and he's brought it, man. He's become a lot better quickly here in the last month. And he does that. He changes our spacing on the offensive end, right? He can really shoot the ball. He's crafty. He didn't even score that well necessarily against Georgetown, but he just impacted the game because he's playing hard. I think he finished with 6 rebounds. He made some good plays defensively, like I said. So, again, the thing that I keep on encouraging those guys is be more than just a shooter, impact the game in multiple ways. And he did that against Georgetown. Kiki did the same thing. Obviously he scored the ball, but he made some really nice passes. He rebounded the ball. I think he had finished with either 5 rebounds or somewhere around there. I thought he played really hard. He got lost in the game. We need those guys to step up. I mean, we need more. We need more guys. When you lose a guy like Nate, Nate was really good for us on both ends, and we need guys to elevate their game. And I thought Kiki and CJ definitely did that against Georgetown.
Andy?
Travis, you haven't played Marquette since, I think, before the first of the year. Have they changed appreciably since that game at Cintas?
Yes and no. They're still going to their offense is very similar. They're going to push it and look for transition threes. They're going to play through the post a lot through Dawson Garcia and Theo John. They're big and they're strong. They're front court. They're very physical. And then they got DJ Carton, who is very dynamic, right? He's 6'3", and he's a point guard. He's got great size, but he's dynamic, and he lives in the paint. They're going to set a lot of high ball screens for him, and he creates a lot of their shots for them, for other guys, and for himself. So offensively, very similar. Defensively, very similar as well. They're 95% of the time they're going to be a man-to-man defensive team. They do a great job of defending the twos, defending the paint. They do give up a high percentage of shots from three. They don't really turn you over. They're more of like a position-based team. They'll play a little bit of zone here and there, but very similar to what we saw. I think it was back on, maybe it was around December 20th or somewhere right around there. I think it was the last time we played Marquette.
Adam?
Travis, why do you think it's been such a struggle on the road this season for your team?
Man, I think we've had some good moments too, Adam, just to be honest. I mean, like we've beaten teams on the road. We beat Butler on the road pretty handily, quite honestly, I thought from start to finish. Beat UC on the road. Obviously lost at Providence. We've lost 3 in a row on the road, right? St. John's, I think each game's a little bit different, Adam. St. John's, we didn't have a problem scoring the ball. We didn't shoot well, but we didn't have a problem scoring. Our defense, our transition defense was absolutely abysmal. Then, you look at Providence. Providence was a little bit different. I thought our offense struggled, and I thought our offense struggled against Georgetown as well in the first halves of both those games. And we got to figure that out. And I think that's a big reason probably why we lost both games, is I thought our offense stunk in both first halves. And Andy alluded to it earlier. You're playing hard to play from behind in the Big East consistently and win. We fought back against Georgetown. I thought we fought back against Providence, but we could never get through and punt, get over that hump. But you got to play 40 minutes. And like I said, I think we're trying to figure out, and again, I'm not using this as an excuse, but we're trying to figure out our rotations since losing Nate. Nate was a critical piece to our team, man. Very critical. And, so we're still trying to figure out that, sort through that, to how can we be good on both ends, right? Because Nate was really good on both ends of the floor. And, so we're trying to figure out, how we can make that work. So we're going to make some adjustments with our lineups. And it's not because I don't believe in anybody on our team. I do. I have a high level of belief in every individual on our team. But certain guys work better together than with others. And I think we got to make a few adjustments in that regard.
Andy? Travis, how high a priority do you make it with your team to make them understand how huge it is to be 7-6 going into New York versus 6-7?
Andy, quite honestly, we just take it game by game. I think the standard's a standard, man. Like our guys know. They know. But I want to make sure that they understand that it's not about the Big East tournament. It's not about the NCAA tournament. It's about Marquette. That's the only thing that I care about. It's the only thing that's on my mind, is our level of effort, our level of togetherness, our execution has to be better. And we need it to be better to give ourselves a chance to beat Marquette. Marquette's playing good ball right now. I mean, they dominated North Carolina at North Carolina. They won at Butler. They won at DePaul. They lost at UConn. But, they're playing good ball right now. Coach Wojo's doing a great job with that group. He's got them playing their best ball of the year at the right time. So we got to play really, really well for 40 minutes to give ourselves a shot.
One last question, Adam.
Travis, I know that they both came back in the game and they both finished, but it looked like Adam Kunkel was struggling with, it looked like he was limping for a portion of that Georgetown game. And obviously Paul Scruggs, pretty scary moment, had to be helped off, but he came back in. Is everything okay with those guys, or are they able to practice and you expect them to play at Marquette?
Adam hasn't practiced since the Creighton game. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to play against Georgetown. I was shocked that he said he wanted to give it a shot. And so we threw him out there, and he fought through it. He's a tough kid. He wants to win. He wants to be a great teammate. He won't practice today or tomorrow probably. I anticipate him playing in the Marquette game though. But we want to make sure he's trying to get him healthy. And then Paul will be fine. He's a warrior. I mean, he's kind of same boat as AK. you know, just kind of some bumps and bruises. You know how it is at the end of the season. It is what it is, and we'll make sure we take care of those guys in practice, make sure they stay, you know, get healthy, and spend a lot of time with Dave Fluker, and make sure they know the game plan. And then, you know, I anticipate Paul playing as well on Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.